following is a presentation of SC State Athletics.
After one of the toughest losses ever at South Carolina State last week against North Carolina A&T, the Bulldogs hit the road this week to take on the Norfolk State Spartans. Can the Dogs get their bite back against a team hungry to salvage their season? You're about to find out next on The Buddy Pough Show.
You're watching The Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of SC State University Bulldog football. This week's matchup, your SC State University Bulldogs versus the Norfolk State University Spartans. Our sponsors are the County of Orangeburg, PALMETTO Health, the South Carolina Education Lottery, State Farm Insurance, the Regional Medical Center, the City of Orangeburg, the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, Vital Care, and Bill Owens Custom Clothing. And now our host, Ernest Robinson.
For Coach Buddy Pough and the South Carolina State Bulldogs, a win this week over the Spartans would go a long way in moving on from last week. For Norfolk State, though, close against Bethune-Cookman, even closer against North Carolina Central, and then an overtime win last week against Savannah State, the Spartans feel more than ever that they can compete with the Bulldogs.
You're exactly right, Ernest. They are playing good, but we have been playing pretty good ourselves and felt really bad about the way we lost the game. It was a tough loss, but at the same time, we think we're back to square one now. The only problem we got is we one man short, from where we were in the past. Caleb York is not here, won't be here for the rest of the year, and that's a big deal, but we're excited about seeing what L.A. College can do. It gives him a chance to get himself going again, so we'll see what happens that way.
You started talking about this team, and of course with South Carolina State this season, Coach, it starts on the defensive side of the football. 2 more games with this group. Talk about them and their impact on this program.
Well, we've had some great players on that side, and you got to start off with, with our big defensive front and those guys, all of those guys. I almost don't want to mention one because I'm going to cry, when I start talking about those guys. And then, we got a lot of guys in the secondary, too. You don't think about the Paulins, and all those guys, that might be possibly leaving, too. So, we got some holes to fill there. So we got a lot of people that's leaving on defense. We got a lot of people leaving, period, but especially on our defensive side of the ball.
And, of course, they against Norfolk State, Coach. This is a team that the quarterback has played well this year. He's 4th in the conference in passing. What kind of problems do they present? Because they tend to try to spread around a good bit. They're able to get in the end zone a few times last week against Savannah.
You're exactly right. The Hankerson kid is a good football player, and he can throw it and run it. He gives them a chance at any time to make a play. He's a playmaking kind of guy. So, we got to really know what he's doing at all times. He is that kind of style guy. If we can control him, then we got an above-average chance to probably win the football game.
You talk about yourselves offensively, Coach. We struggled last week running the football against North Carolina A&T, but that's no secret because everybody struggled running the football last week. How important will that be for you to get this going? Because they've had some challenges on defense and a bunch of injuries on that side of the football.
Big. They are a big-time stop-the-run outfit themselves. They have in the past, back when Pete Adrian was here, been great on defense against the run. I think they lost a lot of people off of that side of the ball this past year, so they're not quite as good. It's going to be imperative that we do run the football against them today, though, because their secondary leads the league in interceptions. They got 11 to our 10 on our defense, so we need to make sure that we do a good job of being able to run the football.
And, Coach, in special teams, I thought we've been stellar all season long. How important a role will that play? You talked about the win here. That's going to be an issue.
Yeah, we need to find some points somehow or other, at least a possession or two, in the special teams game. They do a nice job of scheming their returns. They can do good things that way. And they got a field goal kicker that can make points in the time they get close. So we need to be on our P's and Q's with their special teams because they are pretty good.
All right, Coach, what's going to be the key to getting a win here on the road against Norfolk State?
Being able to move the football, in particular run the football on offense, and our defense being able to shut down Hankerson.
Coach, when you look at the starting lineup, pretty much like we did last week, however, you're missing a big cog on offense in Caleb York.
We missed Caleb York, but Adrian College is really looks like he's coming on for another little stretch here, so we'll see what happens here today with him.
Offensive line, Javaris Lehman, another big ball game, but you got some consistency from center today. Victor Ishmael able to go the whole way.
And I was really concerned that he'd be you know, maybe limping around. But after they told him, I think maybe Tuesday, that, hey, you know, get on out there if you think you can go, then he's been going pretty good from that point on. And the rest of that offensive line is pretty much back intact.
Defensive front played really well. Linebackers, another big game from your linebacking core. Leonard and company played well today.
Leonard and Deshaun Taylor played very, very well. And Tyler Smith gets in there and makes some plays too once we go to some of our nickel packages. But, you know, those guys seem to always be Johnny on the spot.
And, of course, the special team guys. Of course, Petaway, Tyler Skandrick, a big game today as well. Kicking off is Cameron Maroof, and it's going to be fielded. That is by Antonio Hamilton. Hamilton's going to be covered at the 15-yard line. Not going to get much on that return. It'll be marked down at the 16-yard line. If a 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line, pistol formation, Adrian Collick, as we go right to left, give to Scoot up the middle. He's going to be racked up, brought down only about a yard on the carry. Shotgun formation for quarterback Adrian Collick. Collick back to pass, looking over the middle, looking now, holding on to it. Collick is going to be running out of the pocket, turns the corner at the 15-yard line and is pushed out of bounds. Back deep for the Norfolk State Spartans. That looks to be number 89, William Penn. High end over end kick. Penn's going to let it hit down at the 47-yard line. It's going to be downed as it takes the Norfolk State roll back at the 43. Shotgun for the quarterback. Handoff inside. This is Smith over the right side. Tackled down at about the 24-yard line.
He's an excellent field goal kicker, and let's see whether or not they'll get a chance to go up 3-0 on the Bulldogs.
Bo Lomax will hold. The kick is up, and it is no good.
No
well,
good.
One official was going to signal no good.
And
one signal's good,
yeah.
and he held on to his hands. And so it's almost as if the officials did not know whether it was good or not. The points are on the board, whether it was good or not. Split backfield, shotgun formation, Bulldogs showing blitz. Hangerson to give to Copeland. No, Hangerson keeps it himself, and that was not a good decision. He is wrapped up, thrown back. Javon Hargraves was there. So was Darius Leonard. Settles in. Quarterback's under center. Snap it to him. Play action, back to pass. Looking long, throwing it out there. Has a man out there caught at the 28-yard line. Makes a movement up the field at the 25, and the 20 up the field for Norfolk State. Has Copeland in the backfield with him. Draw play, and Copeland is just killed in the backfield. Nice play coming inside to make that tackle for the Bulldogs. James Settles. High snap. They get it down. It is blocked by South Carolina State, and Antonio Hamilton trying to pick it up, and now Marquise Jones picks it up. Jones still on his feet at the 40. Jones tackled down at the 33-yard line of Norfolk State. It is 2nd down and 6. Shotgun snap. They give it to Dondre Lewis Freeman over the right side. Lewis Freeman cuts across the line of scrimmage, picks up the 1st down, still on his feet, tackled down at about the 15-yard line. So a very good run for Dondre Lewis Freeman. He will be kicking against a very stiff wind here at Norfolk. Those flags are blowing right in his face to get his toes in. It's blocked by Norfolk State. Bulldogs making adjustments in the secondary. Hankerson looking over the defense. Shotgun snap, Hankerson back to pass, screen pass right. He is going to be wrapped up. That's DeAndre Sangster. Sangster didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of another yard on the play. Pistol formation, Adrian Collick gives it to the left side to Scoot Simmons. Scoots over the left side, breaks through the line of scrimmage, spins, gets up near midfield. Dondre Brown now moves to the H-back position. Give over to Scoot over the right side across midfield, 50 to 45. Scoot puts his head down into Norfolk State territory. They try to strip the football, and he's marked down at the 43. Collick, after making a nice play, that may have gotten him going. Handoff left side, Scoot, JT. JT picks up the 1st down at the 30, down to the 25, down to the 24-yard line. At the end of the 1st quarter of play, Norfolk State 3, South Carolina State nothing. Adrian Collick now leads the Bulldogs out as we go left to right here in the 2nd quarter. Collick trying to turn the corner. Collick just doesn't have the speed to get around the corner. He was out wide, got run down from behind by Deion King. Tyler Skandrick's longest of his career is 38 yards. So let's see if he can match Cameron Maruth, who equal his longest. Low snap. Tyler Skandrick's toe is in it. It is up, and it is good. It's a 38-yard field goal for Tyler Skandrick, so the Bulldogs are on the board. 14:21 to go here in the 1st half. Our score, South Carolina State 3, Norfolk State 3. Greg Hankerson, the quarterback, in motion. Hankerson keeps it himself and is drilled into the turf. Coming in there, making the tackle for South Carolina State, Deshaun Taylor with, it's Jalen Kusar with authority. Bulldogs with 4 down linemen. Craven stands up on the outside. Back to pass. Hankerson tries to throw the screen. It is knocked away. Kusar again having a great game here early on. Bulldogs seem to be a little confused now what we want to do defensively. Play action pass. Hankerson back to pass. Hankerson trying to make a move. Hankerson hit from behind. My goodness, he was hit hard. Jontavius Mack with the sack back at the 41-yard line. 3 down linemen for Norfolk State. Shotgun snap. Back to pass. Collick looking, throwing it. Caught up at about the 45-yard line. On his feet, Desmond Vale tackled out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And the score at the half, South Carolina State 3, Norfolk State 3. We'll have more of this edition of the Buddy Pough Show right after these messages.
It's different here. So different that it will change everything you expect from a hospital. Because here, the care you receive transcends even the beauty of your surroundings. And not only does it look different, it also sounds and tastes and feels like something you've never experienced before. Introducing Palmetto Health Baptist Park Ridge. Choose a physician by visiting us online or by calling 803-296-CARE. Since 2002, the lottery has helped award more than 1 million scholarships. So when you play, you're not just taking a chance, you're also giving one.
I was off my game. Every day, my hip got worse and worse.
The coach's arthritis progressed to the point where his joint was bone on bone. Between the pain and the loss of range of motion, he decided to have the hip replaced here at the Regional Medical Center.
I was walking the very next day. I was going so fast, they said, "Slow down, coach, slow down." It feels great to be coaching again.
The Regional Medical Center. We're changing how you think about health care.
You stumble over a blade of grass. Come on.
Clothing for Coach Buddy Pough, provided by Bill Owens Custom Clothing. Bill Owens Custom Clothing is a proud sponsor of the Buddy Pough Show.
Coach, in the first half, Coach Latrell Scott kind of flipped the switch on us in winning the toss. They put us on offense first. How much did that cause a little concern for you when you like to go on defense first?
Well, it wasn't as much going on defense as it was getting the win. I didn't want to go against the win, and the win's always tough up here. But, you know, we were able to overcome it, but they did get the football back down the field and get a field goal, and that field goal would have been, you know, impossible if they had been going in the other direction.
You talk about this Norfolk State defense. I thought they defended well as they could against the run early, which really created some problems. We couldn't get going offensively in the first half.
They had a nice plan, and they did some things that we hadn't seen before. I think they had some changes on their staff in the last week or so, and you know, we didn't really understand exactly what we were getting. So as we got late into the game, we got a little bit better understanding in the second half. But that first half, we were scrambling.
One of the things we found out was that Greg Hankerson is a good quarterback.
Well, I knew he was, and you know, he was at Florida Atlantic, and they really thought that he would have played there if he had stayed. But you know, he wanted to come and play someplace where he would have the job by himself, and he did that. But at the same time, I wish he had stayed in Florida.
All right, it's time now here on the Buddy Pough Show for the PALMETTO Health Injury Report, Coach. And of course, unfortunately, always injuries in football, and we got a few guys who are key guys on this football team.
Well, we started with Caleb York, but now we pretty much knew he was out before the game started. But Philip Henry hurt his shoulder during the game, and then Trey Watkins had a little bit of a concussion deal. I think he got his bell wrong a little bit, and our kicker Tyler Scandra had a little bit of an issue. He pulled a muscle during the game and just kind of fought through it for the rest of the game. But you know, we had a good bit of guys getting banged up in this game.
You know, we talked about the PALMETTO Injury Report. Victor Ishmael from last week was hurt and played the whole game.
He did, and you know, I really got to, you know, say a good word about Vic, because when you're hurt that way and your knee is kind of tweaked a little bit, it's sometimes hard to get a guy to come on and let's go. But, you know, he did, and I was proud of him, and he played the whole game.
All right, that is your PALMETTO Health Injury Report. We're going to take a time here on the Buddy Pough Show. When we come back, we'll talk about your regional medical center, all heart player, this week on the Buddy Pough Show.
SC State University is where you will find unlimited possibilities. With more than 70 standout degree programs, students get the kind of education that helps shape them into tomorrow's leaders. Our student life is vibrant with many exciting opportunities, and our athletic teams have hearts of champions. SC State University is open for success. Visit us today at scsu.edu.
It's different here. So different that it will change everything you expect from a hospital. Because here, the care you receive transcends even the beauty of your surroundings. And not only does it look different, it also sounds and tastes and feels like something you've never experienced before. Introducing Palmetto Health Baptist Park Ridge. Choose a physician by visiting us online or by calling 803-296-CARE.
Joining us now on the Buddy Pough Show is the executive director of the first ever Celebration Bowl in Atlanta, John Grant. John talked about the importance of this football game and what it means to historically black colleges.
123 years ago this year, the first HBCU game was played on the front lawn of Livingston College in Charlotte, outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Livingston played against a college at that time called Biddle College, which is now Johnson C. Smith. So 123 years later, this year, we have the first true national championship in the Celebration Bowl with the champion of the MEAC and the SWAC conference meeting in Atlanta on December 19th on ABC. If you think about it, starting at the beginning of each season, all of these universities now have something that will, a sort of a cherry at the end of the season that's huge for them. That's a national platform that will allow them to not only reap economic benefits from being in the bowl game, but also the visibility that it gives each and all of our HBCUs in both conferences to highlight their student athletes, the academic support that they provide not only to them, but their students on all of these campuses. And it gives us a chance to tell the story of the contributions that HBCUs are making in delivering quality talent into the workplace across this country.
John, thank you for joining us on the Buddy Pough Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
John Grant, the executive director of the Celebration Bowl this year in Atlanta. We're going to take a time out. We'll be back with more on this edition of the Buddy Pough Show.
My first thought was, what is going to happen to me? Am I going to live? My second thought was, I needed to live because I thought about my children.
Betty's mammogram showed a lump in her breast. We surgically removed the cancer.
And Betty was referred to Mabry Cancer Center, where she received chemotherapy and radiation therapy.
It was an opportunity to live again.
The Regional Medical Center. We're changing how you think about health care.
Today, I'm cancer-free.
Since 2002, the lottery has helped award more than 1 million scholarships. So when you play, you're not just taking a chance. You're also giving one.
SC State University is where you will find unlimited possibilities. With more than 70 standout degree programs, students get the kind of education that helps shape them into tomorrow's leaders. Our student life is vibrant with many exciting opportunities, and our athletic teams have hearts of champions. SC State University is open for success. Visit us today at scsu.edu.
Tyler Skander kicking off for South Carolina State. Fielded by one of the up guys for Norfolk State. He'll bring it back up the field and be tackled down out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. That's where Norfolk State will begin the second half. Bishop, really the backup fullback. Now going in motion for Norfolk State is Funderburg. They give it to Funderburg, end round, flea flicker, back to Hankerson. He throws it long. It is going to be nearly intercepted by South Carolina State. Tyler Smith had a beat on it. Deshaun Taylor was there as well. Adrian Collick's in the shotgun. There's a snap by Ishmael. Back to pass, Collick. Collick looking, throwing it out there as a man. Caldwell caught at the 25-yard line. Good enough for a first down. Adrian Collick's the quarterback. Back to pass, Collick. Throws it out in the flat. He's got Dondre Lewis-Freeman. Cuts back inside at the 40. On his feet at the 45. Spun. Still on his feet. Spins again. Driven down at the 47-yard line. Larry Bishop, the backup fullback, is the tailback. Play action, fake, back to pass. Here comes pressure. Hankerson throws it out in the flat. Got a man out there caught. That's Bishop. Bishop ridden out of bounds on 3rd and 10. Here comes pressure from the outside. They throw a little screen inside. It's caught at the 35, at the 30, 25-20, down to the 15-yard line. Draw play. Bishop over the left side at the 10. Bishop at the 5. Bishop smelling the end zone. Tackled down at the 1-yard line. Hankerson, quarterback sneak. He's going to push, and Hankerson's not going to get in there on second down. Officials are coming up.
I don't know. I think they're going to give it to him.
I don't see anybody signal touchdown yet. They'll see where they spot the football. No signal yet. In the shotgun is Adrian Collick in the end zone. They snap it back to him. They give it to Scoot over the left or right side. Scoot breaks through, gets up about to the 5, spins to about the 6, maybe the 7. Johnson to snap, Pettaway to punt. Good snap. Pettaway feels it. Gets off a nice punt. It's short, though. Hits down to the 30, takes the Norfolk State bounce back to the 25, and is down by South Carolina State. And they're going to mark this thing back at the 25-yard line. There's a snap. Here comes pressure with the middle. Quick throw over the middle. Caught wide open. Taylor at the 10. Taylor, touchdown, Norfolk State on the slant from the slot. So with 4:13 to go here in the third, our score, Norfolk State 10, South Carolina State 3. Shotgun formation for the junior from Spartanburg. Snap it back to him. Collick throws it over the middle. Caught to Mark Hemingway. Spins at the 25 up to about the 27-yard line. Now Dondre Brown goes as a running back in the backfield. Play clock down to 7. They give it to Dondre Brown. No, Collick keeps it himself. Collick's got an opening at the 45, at the 40. Collick up to the 46-yard line. Our score, Norfolk State 10, South Carolina State 3. Shotgun formation for Norfolk State. Quarterback Hankerson. In the pocket, he is hit, knocked down. Reggie Owens puts a big hit on him. He's back at the 34-yard line. Shotgun formation for Hankerson. Back to pass. Hankerson steps up, throws it out there. It is caught right at midfield. From midfield, 1st and 10. Back to pass. Hankerson, quick throw. And it is caught over there on the right side. Bulldogs come with the pressure. And it's blocked again by South Carolina State and recovered by the Bulldogs at the 23-yard line. Empty backfield for the Bulldogs. Adrian Collick back to pass. Collick under pressure, throws it over the middle to Mark Hemingway. Has it, fights up to about the 31-yard line. Football on the far side. We're moving left to right. Back to pass. Collick throws out the flat. Caught. Scoot Simmons. Scoot Simmons up to the 40-yard line. Collick at quarterback. Snap it back to him. Looking left, throwing it out in the flat. Got a man, Mikael Moody, makes a move at the 45, at the 50. Moody up the field, 45 of Norfolk State. Shotgun formation for Adrian Collick. Ishmael to snap. There it is. He rolls to his left now. Collick looking. Collick throwing it. It is caught up at the 30-yard line. Quan Caldwell over the top and down to the 25 from the 27. back to pass, 23, I'm sorry. Collick throws it over the nuts, caught, Hemingway. First down, Hemingway at the 12-yard line. Shotgun formation, Adrian Collick snaps it back. Collick looking, throws out the flat, caught. Leonard Jamison makes a move at the 10. Jamison slung down out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. Collick back to pass, rolls to his right. He's got Dondre Brown out at the flat. Dondre Brown getting into the end zone for the score. Skandrick's toe is in it. It is up, and it is good. So we're tied. 7:36 to go here in the football game. Adrian Collick leads the Bulldogs down the field. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Snap back to Collick, looking left, throwing over the middle. Hemingway again at the 45. Spins, still on his feet, fighting up to the 40-yard line of Norfolk State. Here's a snap. Collick back to pass. Steps up, pressure coming. He throws over the middle, caught. Taquan at the 15, 20 on his feet. At the 15, down to the 10. Taquan West out of bounds at the 7-yard line from the shotgun. Snaps it back, gives it to Justin Taylor. Taylor into the end zone. Touchdown, Justin Taylor from 3 yards out. Here's the snap. Skandrick's toe is in it. It is not high, but it is up and over and through the uprights. And the final score from Norfolk State, South Carolina State 17, Norfolk State 10. Coach, when you look back at this football game and look where we were in the fourth quarter, down 10-3, says a little bit about your team's character coming off last week's loss and what might have happened this afternoon.
I don't know if you can have a more enjoyable win than this win after what we went through last week. So, for us to come back and score 14 points, I think 7 minutes in the game, we finally scored a touchdown, and then we got another one with 42 seconds. It was unbelievable for us.
When you start talking about how you did it, Coach, coming back, empty backfield, talk about those 2 drives, Adrian Collick keyed the football team down the field.
Well, I guess I first need to take my hat off to Nigel Pearson, who was calling most of our plays at that point, and he did a nice job of getting us in an empty set. We found some nice little over-the-middle kind of passes. We got to fit the ball down the field. We found a screen ball. We found some things that really got us, kind of constantly moving. And then we got the football back toward the end with about 3 minutes to go and drove it down again and scored with 42 seconds to go in the game. So, in both cases, I thought it was a nice job by our offensive staff. Our defensive staff did great anyway because they always stopped people, and they had to for it to still be close. But at the same time, it was a nice job by our entire coaching staff.
All right. After Norfolk State now, the Bulldogs still on the road. We'll head to Savannah State next week to take on the Savannah State Tigers. This is the team, Coach, we can't really get a beat on because 1 week they play well, the next week they go back to being Savannah State. What do you expect when the Bulldogs come to town in Savannah this weekend?
Well, you can pretty much bet that they'll be prepared to get after us. And, they just played this team last week to an overtime game here in Norfolk. So we know that they're kind of the same caliber as what we saw today, and we better be prepared to play when we go to Savannah.
All right, folks, we're looking forward to it. We hope to see you next week down in Savannah, Georgia, when the Bulldogs take on Savannah State. And, of course, next week right here on Fox Sports Southeast on The Buddy Pough Show.
Thank you for watching The Buddy Pough Show, featuring highlights of SC State University Bulldog football. Our sponsors are the County of Orangeburg, Palmetto Health, the South Carolina Education Lottery, State Farm Insurance, the Regional Medical Center, the City of Orangeburg, the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, Vital Care, and Bill Owens Custom Clothing. Join us again next week for exciting highlights of SC State University Bulldog football.